Hello, hi, how you doing? What's going on? Welcome back to Nail. I stalled there. I ran out of things to say. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to Nails by Sora. Happy to have you all here. I am starting out with shorties. It's been about a year since my nails have been this short. I cut them down because I thought they were getting a little bit too long for work. I'm going to try dialing it back a bit. But I thought it would be perfect for this manicure that I wanted to do. I've been planning it for a couple of weeks now. And it's based off of the artist from the early 1900s, Mondrian. And he did very geometric paintings focusing on straight lines and cordoned off areas of the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And if you're familiar with art, even if you're not, you may be familiar with his paintings. I will drop a clip in here. Now this is a small section of a larger painting that he did, but you can see the straight lines, the squares, rectangles, red, yellows, and blues. Also some black squares, which I didn't think to put in, but I actually like it the way I ended up doing it, which will be coming up soon. But I wanted to start off with my basic nail prep, which is using the protein bond, and then going in with a milky white background. I did almost start putting on just the straight lines. I kind of lost track of what I was doing, but I quickly realized that I needed to put in that base color. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm priming my nails with Model 1's protein primer, or it's just called nail primer, and then I'm going to go in with Madame Glam's Dreaming of Iceland, which is a beautiful milky white. I did also then go in with a matte top coat, which I'm not going to show just because I don't really think you need to watch me put on a matte top coat. But I usually do this whenever I'm going to do nail art on top of a background because I don't want the colors to bleed across the nail. And if you have an inhibition layer or sticky surface on your nail, the color is going to tend to move and bleed and you're going to lose your straight lines. So a good tip is to either wipe the inhibition layer and then file the nail so that you have a rough surface, or go in and put a matte top coat so that you still have a little bit of grip on the nail for when you go in and top coat over your design, but you also have a smooth surface on which to do your design. So I don't know why, but I was having a lot of trouble doing these lines to start out with. You're going to see I'm going to end up wiping it off quite a few times, but it's, especially since the nail tapers, since technically the nails are still coffin, they taper going towards the free edge. It was hard for me for some reason, to get the angle so that when I'm looking at my thumb straight on, I was getting that straight line. It seemed to be curving around the apex a lot. So I kept wiping it off quite a few times and starting over. And even when I got most of the basis of the lines done, I still had to go in with a square brush, a little bit of alcohol to correct those lines. And sometimes I have good days, sometimes I have bad days. I'm usually pretty good at doing the straight lines, but for whatever reason, yesterday was just not my day. So I wanted to keep some of it in so that you do see that I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be perfect. Drawing straight lines is one of the hardest things because you really have to have a steady hand, and some days you got it and some days you don't. And I don't ever want to portray this false sense that I can do this in 5 seconds flat and I'm done, because I struggle all the time, and I want my channel and my depiction of my nail art to be as accurate as possible. Now that I have all the lines down, I have my red, blue, and yellow gel colors in my palette, and I'm just going to go in and put them wherever I feel they should be. I really didn't have a plan as to where I wanted them to go before I started laying in the color. The only thing I did know is that I didn't want the same color to be touching in joining squares. So if I had red on the lower left, I then put the next red square on the top right. And I tried to mix and match large swaths of colors with smaller areas. So if I had a large red square on one nail, then I did smaller red squares on other nails so that it wasn't just all one color or predominantly. I didn't want one color to take over the manicure. Equal representation. So even though you don't see it, I am curing in between each color, especially when I am putting colors next to each other. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't a chance of them bleeding across the lines. So after I did all the red, I cured that, then I went into the yellow, cured, and went into the blue. I didn't really have to go over any of the black lines. There were some areas where there was a little bleeding, so I touched it up a little bit specifically in those areas. But I was pleasantly surprised and happy that I didn't have to, after I put down the colors, go back in and redefine the black lines. I was able to color within quite well, which makes me a happy, happy baby. Now, since all the color is in, I want to make sure I get a nice coat of base on the nail so that I can then go over and do a top coat. And I am using my build gel, and that's just so that I can get a smooth surface. Some of the colors I did apply a little bit more heavily, so it was a little more raised in sections. I wanted to make sure I leveled that out, and instead of doing 2 layers of base, it's just easier to go in with a thicker viscosity gel like a builder gel to make sure that the layers are all even. And then I'm just using my long liner to even out some spots where there was some uneven pooling. And that's basically it. After I do the base coat, I cure, then I top coat, and then that's the manicure. I really love how these turned out. You know, you always have an idea in your head, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but these really turned out quite beautifully. I think I kind of wish I'd done it on all of my nails, or maybe even just put, you know, smaller areas on my pointer finger and my pinky, not, you know, covering the whole nail, but maybe just doing random colored boxes here and there just to connect the nails, because it kind of feels unfinished a bit to me. But I also didn't want it to be overwhelming. So maybe if I do it again, maybe I'll try different colors. Maybe I'll do like a black and white theme. That might be fun. If you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments section. If you have any comments, not comments, if you have any questions as to anything that I did, please let me know, or suggestions for upcoming videos. That would be great. Please, as always, give me a like and a subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're alerted as to when new videos are available. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know, and I will see you in the next video.